If I am a flower, I am the lotus, born from the murky depths of water-filled earth, born to the mud of all who came before me, the mud which was once everything, living now in this moment, reborn as water-filled earth womb. But before all this, I was once the seed who saw my sun in all its glory, feeling the warmth of existence, sitting atop a bright pink world. Then, with one swift moment, blown away from the only home she knew, into the depths I fell, a world unlike anything I had ever known. Time slowed down. The pressure around my whole being was new. I floated into this world until I no longer did. Here I rested, and I wondered if I'd ever see my son again. My home of bright pink comfort was replaced by darkness. And I sat in this darkness, in the familiar, unfamiliar opposite of the sun I knew, the warmth. And I thought, this must be the end of warmth, the end of my son, the end of all I know. Here, I found peace. Even though I felt pain about myself, a pain that felt like I would nearly come apart, I felt peace. I did eventually come apart. In the haziness I knew not, and I thought, this must be the end. And I watched as the parts of myself returned to the muddy bottom of my dark world. Yet, in the time after this loss of those parts of me, I felt different, very different than I ever had. Perhaps it wasn't the end. I felt a stirring in my being. A call to the light I once knew so long ago? Was it real? It felt as if I was extending, myself expanded past what it once ever was. What is this feeling? Into the muddy earth I reached and reached and reached. I knew somehow deep within me my earth would bring me to the sun through the darkness. If I could just hold onto the hope of my earth, she will guide me to my sun, the bright pinks of understanding from long ago. I stretched into her and I heard her say, "Grow, grow, grow. You are anew. This is beginning." I didn't even know I could grow. I felt it. And then I did. I saw through the water-filled earth and remembered when I once floated through this space. What a far way I fell. And now I am growing. What a new home I have been blessed to grow into. Things started to become clear again. Friends of the waters swayed with me in the flow. Other beings moved by me and shared their existence with me. I enjoyed this new home. The currents of life bringing all new wonders, and as I accepted this growth and shared my existence, I felt warmer. The different kind of warm. I felt as if I were becoming something I knew not, yet I knew I was. Every day it seemed as if I were closer to my son, but how could that be? I am me, here in the current with the other beings. I felt a pull from the place I once was, a place I could barely remember, a warmth, the pink, and other beings like me here in this place. But I can't remember. All I know are my beings here in the current, and they started to swirl around me in places of myself I didn't know existed. Is this growing? Am I to remember what I have forgotten? What is to become of me? Is this the end? And then I felt it. I felt a lighter world. A world without the pressure I had always known. And my son, I can see my son again. I am changing. I look around me and I am turning vibrant pink with my son on my being. I am remembering. It is here, in that moment, I remember. I am the home that once held me so long ago. And my son spoke to me and said, "Now, you remember, you are the Lotus." Written by Jenny Lane with radical love.